although marine scientists assert that humans are not part of a shark's diet. The question remains, why do these creatures attack humans with such frequency? Despite having their natural diet, sharks have garnered a reputation for their aggressive behavior, leading to numerous fatalities and injuries among humans. The following stories will shed more light on this phenomenon. When Jermaine Zellman headed into the sea off the coast of Northern California with her paddleboard, she looked forward to spending time on the water without her best friend Ashley. But a quick morning paddle soon turned into a terrifying experience. Jermaine, an 87-year-old grandmother, lived far from her children and grandchildren. Only one of her children resided nearby, working for a construction company in a city near California. Nearly 50 years ago, Jermaine's husband had died in a car accident, leaving her to raise their children alone. Despite the tragedy, she remained focused on her career at an accounting firm and raising her children, opting not to remarry. After retiring, contentment settled in, but loneliness lingered. It wasn't until her friend Ashley visited one day and reintroduced her to swimming that Jermaine found solace. In her youth, she had been an avid swimmer, but the demands of marriage and motherhood had sidelined her hobby. Now, in her golden years, she and Ashley, also in her 80s, made regular trips to the beach to swim and enjoy each other's company. On a calm spring day, Jermaine set out for her morning swim. The day before, Ashley informed her that she had traveled out of California to care for her ill son, leaving Jermaine to swim alone. After her customary morning prayer, Jermaine went to the beach. She changed into her swimsuit and waded into the water. She swam with the grace of someone who had spent a lifetime in the water, relishing the sensation of weightlessness and freedom. After completing 2 laps, she decided to swim a third before basking in the sun's warmth on the shore. Jermaine always followed the coast's rules, staying within the designated swim boundaries. However, fate had other plans for her. On that serene morning, Jermaine relished the sensation of the cool water enveloping her body. As she prepared to return to shore, a piercing scream escaped her lips, echoing across the beach. Her cry pierced through the tranquil atmosphere, alerting other early morning swimmers to the danger lurking beneath the surface. Unbeknownst to Jermaine, a massive great white shark had spotted her amidst her playful splashing. Oblivious to the impending danger, she continued to enjoy her swim until she felt a sudden excruciating pain shoot through her thigh. The attack came swift and unexpected, catching her off guard. The commotion drew the attention of onlookers on the shore, who fixed their gazes on the older woman struggling in the water. Jermaine fought against the predator's relentless grip with remarkable resilience, refusing to succumb to its deadly jaws. Despite her age and fragility, Jermaine summoned every ounce of strength and determination to survive. The shark, intent on claiming its prey, tightened its hold, threatening to tear away flesh from bone. Meanwhile, fishermen returning from an early morning expedition spotted the unfolding drama. Ignoring their fatigue, they steered their vessel towards Jermaine's location, prepared to confront the difficult situation head-on. As the boat neared, one of the fishermen armed himself with a harpoon, its tip laced with a tranquilizer to incapacitate the predator. He launched the dart towards the menacing shark with steady aim, striking it true. The tranquilizer took effect, rendering the shark powerless as it relinquished its hold on Jermaine. Without hesitation, one of the fishermen dove into the water, swiftly reaching the injured woman's side. Together, they hoisted Jermaine onto the safety of the fishing vessel, their actions fueled by a sense of urgency and compassion. They also forgot to claim the shark, which was an unexpected prize for helping out Jermaine. The boat raced towards the shore, its engine roaring as it cut through the waves. Upon reaching land, Jermaine was swiftly transferred into the care of waiting paramedics, summoned by concerned beachgoers who had witnessed the harrowing ordeal. At the hospital, Jermaine underwent emergency treatment for puncture and laceration wounds to her upper right thigh. The medical team worked diligently to stitch the gaping wound, providing her with the necessary care and support for her recovery. News of Jermaine's harrowing encounter spread rapidly throughout the community, sparking conversations about the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of shark awareness. Her survival became a testament to the strength and tenacity of the human will, inspiring others to remain vigilant in the face of adversity. Amidst the flurry of activity, Jermaine's children rushed to her side, their hearts filled with relief at the sight of their beloved mother alive and relatively unharmed. They showered her with gifts and expressions of gratitude, thankful for her miraculous survival. Despite the traumatic experience, Germaine's love for the ocean remained unshaken. Once she had fully recovered, she returned to the beach, undeterred by the memories of that fateful day. With each visit, she embraced the beauty of the sea, a testament to her unwavering resilience and indomitable spirit. Harry Reynolds sat at the kitchen table, the morning sun filtering through the curtains, casting a warm glow over the room. He stared intently at his laptop screen, heart pounding with anticipation as he clicked on the email notification. His hands trembled slightly as he opened the message from the University of Durban. With bated breath, he read the words that appeared on the screen. "Congratulations, Harry Reynolds. We are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted into the marine engineering program at the University of Durban." Ecstasy surged through Harry like an electric current. A wide grin spread across his face, and he let out a whoop of joy that echoed through the house. He couldn't believe it. His dream of studying maritime engineering and delving into the ocean's mysteries was finally coming true. His mind raced with possibilities. He imagined diving into the crystal-clear waters of the Great Barrier Reef, surrounded by vibrant coral and exotic fish. He pictured himself conducting groundbreaking research, uncovering secrets that could help protect and preserve this natural wonder for future generations. As a boy growing up in the South African city of Pietermaritzburg, about 80 kilometers northwest of Durban, Harry only dreamed of visiting the Great Barrier Reef. But he never imagined that not only would he one day visit the marine masterpiece, but he would also go on to conduct his research on the reef. As he sat there, overwhelmed with emotion, Harry silently vowed to make the most of this incredible opportunity. He knew that studying marine engineering at the University of Durban would be challenging, and would push him intellectually and physically to his limits. But he was ready for the challenge. He was ready to dive headfirst into this new chapter of his life, to explore the vast and wondrous world beneath the waves. And he did. After graduating with flying colors from the university, Harry Reynolds embarked on a journey that would take him beyond the shores of South Africa and into the vast expanse of the ocean. His passion for marine life drove him to pursue further studies, and he applied for a scholarship to pursue his master's degree in Australia. To his delight, Harry was selected among a pool of talented applicants, and he eagerly packed his bags for the land he had longed to visit, Australia. Arriving in Australia, Harry was filled with wonder and excitement. The opportunity to study in a country known for its rich marine biodiversity was a dream come true. Eager to immerse himself in his studies, Harry wasted no time connecting with the marine research institutes and universities in the area. Soon, he found himself at a prestigious research institute, where he had the chance to learn from leading experts in the field. In addition to his academic studies, Harry also gained hands-on experience by skippering dive vessels in the region. These experiences allowed him to deepen his understanding of marine ecosystems and develop practical skills to serve him well in future endeavors. As years passed and Harry continued to excel in his studies and research, he caught the attention of key figures in the marine industry. His dedication and passion for marine conservation did not go unnoticed, and he was eventually appointed as one of the executives of the peak industry body for marine tourism. In his new role, Harry was determined to make a difference. He led several research and education projects focused on the Great Barrier Reef, collaborating with organizations like the Great Barrier Reef Foundation to train tourism operators to capture critical data about the reef's health. Through these initiatives, Harry hoped to raise awareness about protecting this natural wonder and inspire others to take action. One of Harry's most intriguing projects involved a study of shark behavior. Unlike traditional experiments conducted in the water, Harry's experiment took place in a controlled environment, a large holding tank. The goal was to understand how sharks respond to barriers and how conditioning can influence their behavior. Harry placed a shark into the tank in the experiment and released several small bait fish. As expected, the shark swam around the tank, attacking and consuming the smaller fish. However, when Harry inserted a vital piece of clear fiberglass into the tank, creating two separate partitions, the shark's behavior changed dramatically. With the shark on one side of the fiberglass and a new set of baitfish on the other, the shark attempted to attack, only to be met with resistance from the barrier. Undeterred, the shark repeated this behavior, attempting to breach the barrier multiple times. Meanwhile, the baitfish remained unharmed in the second partition. Over several weeks, Harry repeated the experiment, each time observing changes in the shark's behavior. As the shark encountered the barrier repeatedly, it gradually became less aggressive, making fewer attempts to attack the baitfish. Eventually, the shark stopped attacking, having learned that a barrier existed between it and its prey. When Harry finally removed the fiberglass divider, the shark remained passive, allowing the baitfish to swim freely without fear of attack. The experiment demonstrated the power of conditioning and how their environment can influence even apex predators like sharks. Harry's groundbreaking research on shark behavior not only illuminated the intricacies of marine life, but also highlighted the importance of conservation efforts in protecting vulnerable species. But that's not the end. He embarks on another expedition. Little does he know that the depths he's about to plunge into will test his understanding of shark behavior and his very will to survive. The research expedition is focused on tagging marine animals to monitor their movements. For Harry, it's a chance to delve deeper into the mysterious world of sharks, shedding light on their migratory patterns and ecological roles within the reef ecosystem. Harry feels a sense of exhilaration with each dive, his passion for marine biology driving him forward. After donning his swimsuit, Harry took a deep breath and descended into the water with a graceful dive, slicing through the surface like a sleek arrow. As he descended deeper, the world above faded away, replaced by the ethereal beauty of the underwater realm. Sunlight filtered down in shimmering shafts, illuminating a kaleidoscope of colors that danced across the coral reefs below. Harry's heart quickened with excitement as he marveled at the vibrant tapestry of marine life that surrounded him. Schools of tropical fish darted to and fro, their iridescent scales catching the light in a dazzling display. But amidst the serene beauty of the coral reefs, Harry spotted a tiger shark, its distinctive stripes marking it as one of the ocean's most fearsome predators. But as Harry carefully approaches a majestic tiger shark, his excitement becomes trepidation when he notices the predatory gleam in the shark's eyes. The tranquil scene erupts into chaos in a split second, as the shark charges towards him with lightning speed. Before he can react, Harry feels the searing pain of sharp teeth sinking into his leg, the force of the shark's bite sending shockwaves of agony through his body. Instinct kicks in as Harry struggles to free himself from the shark's grasp, but the animal refuses to let go, its mighty jaws locked firmly around his limb. Underwater, the struggle between man and beast sends ripples through the water, alerting the crew on the research vessel above. Without hesitation, two fully equipped biologists plunge into the water to rescue their boss, risking their own lives to save him from the jaws of the tiger shark. Combined, they pry Harry free from the shark's grip, hauling him onto the boat's safety. As the adrenaline fades, Harry's pain intensifies, and the magnitude of what just occurred sinks in. But amidst the chaos and fear, there is a glimmer of hope. Harry is alive thanks to his colleagues' quick thinking and bravery. From the research vessel, Harry is airlifted to a nearby hospital, where he undergoes emergency treatment by specialist doctors. The physical wounds may heal in time, but the emotional scars run deep, a constant reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the ocean's surface. Despite the harrowing ordeal, Harry never regrets pursuing his passion for marine biology. If anything, the experience only strengthens his resolve to continue his research and conservation efforts, fueled by a newfound appreciation for the fragility of life and the importance of protecting our oceans. As Harry recuperates in the hospital, surrounded by his colleagues and loved ones, he reflects on the journey that brought him to this point. The Great Barrier Reef has become like a second home to him, a place of wonder and discovery, but also of danger and unpredictability. As the Hawaiian sun began its ascent over the tranquil waters, Emily stood on the balcony of their beachfront hotel, feeling the gentle caress of the island breeze against her skin. She glanced over at James, still fast asleep, his face peaceful in the early morning light. Today was the day they had eagerly anticipated for months, the culmination of their love story unfolding amid paradise. Reflecting on their journey together, Emily couldn't help but smile at the memory of their serendipitous meeting at their college prom in Washington. From the moment they locked eyes across the dance floor, she knew there was something special about James. Their connection deepened as they navigated the challenges of college life together, supporting each other through late-night study sessions and young adulthood's inevitable ups and downs. After graduation, they both embarked on promising careers, but their shared dream of a fairy tale wedding never wavered. With diligent saving and careful planning, they finally decided on Hawaii as the perfect destination to exchange their vows, drawn to its romantic atmosphere and breathtaking scenery. As the morning sun bathed the island in a golden glow, Emily felt a surge of excitement building within her. Today was meant to celebrate their love, a testament to the bond they had forged over the years. But as she gazed at the azure waters stretching before her, an unexpected idea began to take shape in her mind. Days before the wedding, Emily was so busy preparing that she didn't have time to enjoy the luxury services provided by the hotel they booked. One of them was paddleboarding on the North Pacific Ocean. By the time she'd finished setting up the necessary things, it was the D-Day of the wedding. And after the wedding, the couple traveled to Dubai for their honeymoon. So Emily decided to paddleboard that morning before she went back to get ready for the ceremony. Emily declared her intention with a sparkle in her eyes as she gathered her bridesmaids around her. Despite their initial hesitations, the bridesmaids couldn't resist Emily's infectious enthusiasm. With laughter and chatter, they set out onto the calm waters, the promise of adventure beckoning them forward. As they paddled further from shore, they chatted loudly while they took pictures and videos of their escapade. They didn't even notice that a shadowy figure had emerged from the depths, its sleek form slicing through the water with deadly precision. Before anyone could react, a sharp pain lanced through Emily's leg, and she cried out in agony as she tumbled into the water. Shock and panic gripped the group as they watched in horror as a shark circled, drawn by the scent of blood and trying to attack again. Fortunately, they hadn't gone far in the water, so with adrenaline-fueled urgency, some of the bridesmaids pulled her up from underneath the water. In contrast, the others rallied around Emily, forming a protective barrier to prevent the shark as they fought to get her back to shore. Emily's heart pounded in her chest as she struggled to stay afloat, the pain in her leg throbbing with each movement. With the help of her quick-thinking bridesmaids, they hoisted her onto one of the paddleboards, their frantic paddling propelling them back towards the safety of the shore. Adrenaline coursed through Emily's veins as she clung to consciousness, her mind reeling from the shock of the attack. The once serene ocean now seemed like a treacherous battleground, its depths concealing unseen dangers lurking beneath the surface. As they reached the shallows, Emily's bridesmaids rushed to her side, worried expressions mirroring her fear and pain. With trembling hands, they applied makeshift first aid to her leg, doing their best to stem the bleeding until help could arrive. Meanwhile, word of the shark attack had spread quickly throughout the hotel, sending shockwaves through the wedding party and guests alike. Amidst the chaos, James raced to Emily's side, his heart heavy with concern for his beloved bride. With the help of the hotel staff, they managed to stabilize Emily and transport her to the nearest medical facility, where she underwent emergency surgery to repair the damage to her leg. It was a long and agonizing ordeal, but through it all, James never left her side, his unwavering love and support serving as a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. As the sun began to set on what was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives, Emily and James faced an uncertain future. The dream of their fairy tale wedding was so close to being shattered by the harsh reality of nature's cruelty that they grappled with a profound sense of loss and disbelief. However, after 2 days, Emily was deemed fit enough to leave the hospital. They returned to the hotel where their wedding was supposed to occur. Despite her limp, Emily was determined to marry the love of her life, surrounded by their closest friends and family. With tears and hearts full of love, Emily and James exchanged vows on the same beach where tragedy forever changed their lives. It was a bittersweet moment, a testament to their resilience and the power of love to overcome even the darkest days. After the ceremony, they returned to the hospital to continue Emily's recovery, and their honeymoon was put on hold indefinitely. But even amid uncertainty, they found joy and laughter, cherishing each precious moment together as they looked toward the future with hope and optimism. Years passed, and Emily's leg healed, leaving behind only a faint scar as a reminder of the ordeal they had overcome. But the memory of that fateful day remained etched in their minds, a testament to the strength of their love and the unbreakable bond that had carried them through the storm. As the morning sun painted the tranquil waters of New Zealand's Bay of Islands with golden hues, David stood at the water's edge, excitement and trepidation pulsing through him. 3 years had passed since he received the devastating diagnosis of thyroid cancer. The journey he had endured since then was one of the most challenging chapters of his life. When David first heard the words, "You have cancer," his world came crashing down. The initial shock and disbelief were quickly replaced by a fierce determination to fight. With unwavering support from his family, who spared no expense to ensure he received the best treatment, David embarked on his journey to beat the disease. The treatment process was grueling, marked by rounds of chemotherapy and radiation therapy that left him feeling weak and exhausted. There were days when David questioned whether he had the strength to continue, but the thought of his loved ones and the promise of a future free from cancer propelled him forward. Through it all, Davide's family remained his unwavering pillars of strength. Their love and support never wavered, their unwavering belief in his ability to conquer cancer serving as a constant source of inspiration. Together they weathered the storm, navigating the highs and lows of Davide's cancer journey with unwavering determination. As the months turned into years, Davide began to notice minor signs of progress. The side effects of treatment began to subside, replaced by glimmers of hope for a cancer-free future. With each follow-up appointment, Davide received encouraging news, reaffirming his belief that victory was within reach. And then, one fateful day, David received the news he had longed to hear. After 3 long years of battling one of the most dreaded diseases known to man, he was declared cancer-free. The weight of those words lifted a burden from David's shoulders, filling him with an overwhelming sense of gratitude and relief. So Davide and the other swimmers waded into the cool embrace of the bay. Cheers and applause echoed from the shore, a chorus of encouragement fueling their determination. With each stroke, David felt a sense of purpose coursing through him, his heart set on making a difference for those battling the same disease he had overcome. As David swam, his mind raced with thoughts of the individuals whose lives would be impacted by the funds raised from the charity swim. He thought of the families struggling to afford medical treatments, the patients awaiting life-saving surgeries, and the researchers tirelessly working to find a cure. With each stroke, he hoped to inspire others to fight their battles and contribute to the cause that had given him a second chance at life. The first leg of the journey passed without incident, the rhythmic motion of arms and legs propelling the swimmers forward through the crystal-clear waters. But as they reached the midway point, the unexpected happened. The unsuspecting swimmers noticed nothing, but suddenly, with a thunderous splash, a mako shark breached the water, its sleek form slicing through the waves with terrifying speed. Panic rippled through the group as Davide felt a searing pain shoot through his leg, the jaws of the predator clamping down with unforgiving force. In that moment of chaos, Davide's training kicked in. Despite the shock and pain, he remained remarkably calm, his instincts guiding him through the crisis. With swift movements, he fought against the shark's relentless grip, summoning every ounce of strength he possessed. Meanwhile, spectators watched in horror on the shore as the scene unfolded. Emergency responders sprang into action, rushing to assist the injured swimmer. The air was urgent as they worked tirelessly to ensure David's safety. Through sheer determination and courage, David freed himself from the shark's grasp, and his adrenaline-fueled efforts saved him from further harm. With the help of the rescue team, he was swiftly brought back to shore, where he was met with a wave of relief and gratitude from his fellow swimmers and supporters. Despite the harrowing ordeal, David remained undeterred in his mission. As he was tended to by medical professionals, his thoughts turned once again to the cause he had championed. Though his body may have been injured, his spirit remained unbroken. In the aftermath of the incident, news of David's bravery spread far and wide, inspiring countless individuals to join the fight against cancer. Though marred by unexpected adversity, the charity swim proved to be a resounding success, surpassing all expectations in terms of funds raised and awareness generated. As Davide recovered from his injuries, he found solace in knowing his actions had made a difference. The Richards family eagerly anticipated their annual beach vacation. This cherished tradition transported them from their landlocked city of Denver, Colorado, to the sun-kissed shores of a coastal paradise. Among them, Sarah bubbled with unparalleled excitement, her anticipation palpable as they embarked on the long journey to the coast. As they traversed miles of asphalt, memories of their inaugural beach trip 6 years prior flooded Sarah's mind. It felt like just yesterday when they first dipped their toes into the ocean's embrace, a momentous occasion in their family's collective memory. In the intervening years, life had unfolded in its unpredictable tapestry, weaving threads of joy and sorrow into their familial fabric. Yet through it all, they remained steadfast, weathering storms and basking in moments of triumph. For Mr. and Mrs. Richards, this annual pilgrimage was a beacon of joy, a respite from the rigors of daily life. Their children, Sarah and Fred, had blossomed over the years, with Fred now a college student unable to join them on this excursion. Still, the familial bond remained unyielding, anchoring them amidst the ebb and flow of time. Upon arrival at the beach, they savored a leisurely meal, their senses tantalized by the salty tang of sea air and the rhythmic lullaby of crashing waves. As they reclined, surveying the bustling scene before them, a mosaic of vibrant umbrellas and carefree laughter greeted their gaze. The shoreline teemed with tourists, each seeking solace in embracing nature's splendor. For Sarah, the beach held an allure unlike any other, a playground of endless possibilities where the world's cares seemed to recede with each foamy tide. With each grain of sand beneath her feet, she felt a sense of liberation, a freedom unfettered by the constraints of everyday life. Here, amidst the sun-drenched expanse, she found sanctuary, a sanctuary she longed to revisit year after year. Being a spirited teenager with an insatiable curiosity, Sarah eagerly donned her snorkeling gear, ready to plunge into the azure depths that beckoned her. Despite her parents' cautionary warnings echoing in her ears, the allure of the ocean proved irresistible, drawing her further away from the bustling crowds of the beach in search of a secluded sanctuary. As she submerged beneath the surface, the world above dissolved into a distant memory, replaced by an underwater paradise. Enveloped by the cool embrace of the sea, Sarah marveled at the kaleidoscope of colors that danced before her eyes. Coral reefs swaying in the gentle current, schools of fish darting to and fro in a synchronized ballet. Yet amidst the tranquility, an ominous undercurrent tugged at Sarah's senses, a subtle foreboding that whispered of unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. Ignoring the gnawing unease, she pressed on, her curiosity serving as both compass and catalyst for her exploration. Then, as she ventured deeper into the heart of the cove, fate reared its fickle head, delivering a swift and merciless blow that shattered the illusion of serenity. A searing pain lanced through Sarah's leg, a visceral reminder of her vulnerability in the face of nature's unforgiving grip. Startled and disoriented, she recoiled in shock, her gaze locking onto the fleeting silhouette of a reef shark, its predatory instincts awoken by the scent of blood. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Sarah fought to quell the rising panic that threatened to engulf her. Desperate to escape the jaws of danger, she propelled herself toward the safety of open waters, every stroke a testament to her sheer will to survive. Yet the venomous sting of the shark's bite had already begun to take its toll, its toxic tendrils infiltrating her bloodstream with each passing second. As she struggled to stay afloat, darkness descended like a shroud, blurring the edges of her consciousness into a hazy abyss. With each labored breath, Sarah's strength waned, her limbs growing heavy with the weight of impending oblivion. In a final, desperate bid for salvation, she summoned her remaining reserves of energy, propelling herself towards the distant shoreline, where life beckoned with tantalizing urgency. Mercifully, fellow swimmers' vigilant eyes caught Sarah's limp form drifting towards the shore, a harbinger of tragedy amidst the idyllic backdrop of sun and sand. They sprang into action with practiced efficiency, pulling her from the clutches of the sea's embrace and onto the safety of solid ground. Yet, even as hands pressed against her chest in a frantic rhythm, willing life back into her fragile form, Sarah's spirit had already embarked on its final voyage, drifting beyond the veil of mortal existence. Meanwhile, Mr. Richards' anticipation turned to mild concern as Sarah failed to return from her snorkeling adventure. Initially dismissing the notion of danger, they meandered along the shoreline, scanning the horizon for any sign of their adventurous daughter. It wasn't until the commotion drew their attention, a gathering of onlookers clustered around a figure lying motionless on the sand, that their hearts skipped a beat. With a sense of dread creeping into their hearts, they hastened towards the scene. Their worst fears were confirmed as they beheld Sarah's pale form amidst the crowd. Hours later, in the antiseptic confines of a hospital room, Sarah stirred from the depths of unconsciousness, her groggy senses slowly returning to her. The toxic remnants of the shark's venom had been purged from her system, replaced by the steady drip of life-saving medication coursing through her veins. News of the shark attack rippled through the coastal community like a tidal wave, sparking a flurry of speculation and concern. Amidst the chaos, authorities mobilized to investigate the incident, enlisting the aid of marine biologists and conservationists to unravel the enigma of the once peaceful cove. As the truth began to surface, it became clear that beneath the tranquil facade lurked a hidden realm teeming with life, a sanctuary for juvenile sharks seeking refuge from the tumult of the open ocean. For years, this delicate ecosystem had remained shrouded in secrecy, its inhabitants navigating unseen and unchecked depths. The revelation served as a sobering reminder of humanity's tenuous relationship with the natural world. No longer could they afford to ignore the interconnectedness of all living things, nor the consequences of their actions on the fragile balance of life. Through education and advocacy, they sought to foster a deeper understanding and appreciation for the wonders of the sea, forging a path towards a more sustainable future for generations to come. In the cloak of night, Officer Markson stood at the helm of the Coast Guard cutter, his steady gaze fixed upon the roiling expanse of the ocean. Beside him, his crew moved with practiced precision, their faces etched with determination as they braved the elements in pursuit of their mission, a desperate plea for help echoing through the crackling radio waves. Meanwhile, aboard another ill-fated vessel, the Anderson family clung to each other amidst the chaos, their once idyllic cruise transformed into a harrowing struggle for survival. The family and their adventurous son Tim embarked on a thrilling boat cruise and were excited as they set sail into the vast expanse of the ocean, ready for a week of relaxation and fun. However, their joyous journey took a sudden turn when they encountered turbulent waves during a storm. The once calm seas turned into a raging storm, and their sturdy ship was no match for the ferocity. The boat was tossed and turned until it succumbed, breaking apart under the immense pressure. As the Andersons were adrift during the chaos, they scrambled to devise a survival plan. John attempted to steer the wreckage towards calmer waters, but the waves seemed determined to thwart their every effort. With her unwavering resolve, Sarah scoured the ship for any supplies they could salvage, while Tim, despite his fear, remained brave, encouraging his parents. Their attempts at navigation proved futile as the storm raged on, leaving them helpless and stranded in the vast ocean. With their provisions dwindling and hope fading, they turned to their only lifeline, the radio. With each transmission, they sent distress calls to the lifeguards, praying for a response amid the roaring winds and crashing waves. Despite the odds stacked against them, the Andersons refused to surrender to despair, drawing strength from their unwavering bond as a family. And then, just when it seemed all was lost, a crackle of static broke through the silence, followed by the reassuring voice of Officer Markson on the other end of the line. Help was on the way. As they neared the coordinates, the darkness seemed to thicken, suffocating the feeble beams of their searchlights. A sense of foreboding crept over Officer Markson, his grip tightening on the helm as the unsettling stillness wrapped around them like a shroud. The ocean churned ominously, its depths concealing untold mysteries and perils. Then a flicker of light pierced the gloom, revealing the distress beacon of the stranded vessel. With practiced precision, the Coast Guard crew sprang into action, deploying 2 lifeboats and donning their gear with silent determination. As they approached the stricken vessel, Markson's trained eyes scanned the murky expanse, his senses attuned to the slightest anomaly that might spell danger for his crew and the stranded family they were about to rescue. With careful coordination, they helped the Andersons into one of the lifeboats, ensuring their safety before preparing to tow the vessel back to the safety of the Coast Guard cutter. The Andersons' faces were etched with relief and gratitude as they clambered aboard, their faith in their rescuers unwavering despite the treacherous circumstances. As Markson and his team prepared to set sail back to the safety of their vessel, a sudden commotion erupted from the darkness. A low, guttural growl reverberated through the water, sending shivers down their spines. Before they could react, a massive shadow surged from the depths, its sleek form illuminated by the pale moonlight. With a thunderous splash, the monstrous silhouette sliced through the murky depths, materializing into the formidable form of a massive shark. The crew of the Coast Guard cutter recoiled in horror as the creature circled, its malevolent gaze fixated on its unsuspecting prey. Officer Markson's heart thundered in his chest as he grappled with the surreal terror of the moment, his mind racing to devise a plan of action. Summoning every ounce of courage, Markson lunged, harpoon in hand, poised to strike at the looming threat. But his aim faltered, the harpoon missing its mark by a hair's breadth. Before he could react, the creature surged forward with ferocious speed, jaws agape, ready to claim its prize. In a blur of motion, Markson felt the searing pain as the beast's razor-sharp teeth sank into his flesh, a symphony of agony engulfing his senses. With a primal roar of defiance, he grappled with the behemoth, his comrades unleashing a barrage of desperate salvos in a frantic bid to save their fallen comrade. After a while, Markson was wrenched free from the beast's grasp, blood mingling with the brine as he staggered toward safety. As the creature vanished into the abyss, its predatory gaze lingering like a phantom, Markson's ordeal had only begun. Bloodied, Markson was hoisted aboard the cutter, his comrades rallying around him with grim determination. But amidst the chaos, a chilling realization dawned. The creature's attack was not an isolated incident, but a harbinger of a greater menace lurking in the depths. As Markson fought for his life in the sterile confines of the infirmary, whispers of dread swept through the Coast Guard ranks. Nightmares of shadowy predators haunted their thoughts, casting a pall over their once unshakable resolve. Amidst the clamor of debate and dissent, a consensus emerged. A new era of innovation and vigilance, where cutting-edge technologies and rigorous protocols stood as bulwarks against the encroaching darkness. From sonar arrays to thermal imaging, the arsenal of the Coast Guard was bolstered with tools designed to pierce the veil of night and expose the lurking threats that prowled beneath. With each passing day, Markson and his fellow guardians of the sea stood ready to confront the dangers lurking in the watery depths, their resolve unshaken by fear.